Guys, check out this classic 1973 Yamaha 360 Enduro Rt1 model. It was one of the final years of the low front fender on it. The later years, 75 and up, had the high fender. This is a classic steel tank, steel fender, Yamaha Enduro. They don't make them like they used to, that's for sure. This one came from a collector who had a stunning H2 750 Kawasaki that we sold at auction for, I think it was $34,000. And he also had a brand new 1982 KTM 420 that we sold at auction, a brand new, never ridden, and another KTM 420 that he rode, and then this Yamaha 360 that he rode. So he had a total of 4 bikes. 2 of them were never ridden much. This one and his other 420 were the ones he rode. He had it for almost 50 years. And when we got it, we took it right down to the frame, took the tank, the fenders off, sent them to the paint shop, went to Mill Street Auto. They laid down this nice silver paint job on here, put new graphics on it. While the tanks and tins were out, we took the front end off, the forks, front wheel, the rear wheel, rims were vapor blasted, and new IRC sticky tires were put on there. And I gotta say, if you watch the video, the riding part of the video already, this thing handles like a freaking dream, man. With these sticky Dunlop tires, it turns like in parking lots or S turns or whatever. It has a great rider triangle seating position where you're sitting upright, nice and comfy seat, and plenty of suspension travel. The shocks were upgraded. Those are KONI shocks. So the shocks are, and the forks are rebuilt. The tires of the sticky Dunlops got a brand new gold chain. So it handles and rides fantastic. It's a big bore, 360, 5-speed, air-cooled, very simple engine. You can see the wheels were vapor blasted and clean. That's original chrome on there. The brake backing plate on this side, that's not chrome, that's aluminum. We polished that, went through, rebuilt the front brakes, new brake pads. The forks were taken off the bike and professionally polished and rebuilt with new seals and new oil. The steering stem bearings were replaced. The chrome trim rings right here, these rings, while these are off, those are replaced, and the rubber dampeners underneath them. The headlight bucket was repainted. The original gauges are still in great shape, showing only 10,492 miles. Put a brand new set of handlebars on it, brand new grips, brand new levers. The tank was vapor blasted and cleaned on the inside. Has a new fuel petcock. It's got new fuel lines. The inside of the tank is nice and clean, super clean. It hasn't been casual lined because it didn't need it. The fuel petcock's new. The fuel lines and fuel filter are new. The carb was completely rebuilt and painted. The engine was pumping out 150 PSI, and they inspected the piston and rings. Everything looked great. So they just put it back together and gave it a major tune-up. New air filter, carb rebuild, new spark plug. The clutch was completely removed, dismantled, and the clutch basket was serviced, and the clutch plates and clutch springs and clutch fibers, steel and fiber plates were replaced. The engine case cover was completely polished like chrome. The Yamaha logo was repainted. The oil injection was eliminated. There was some issues with the pump and we didn't want to mess with it, so we just set it up for pre-mix only. So there's no issues with a 53-year-old oil pump having any issues. You just pre-mix it, keeps it simple. A new gold chain, a new rear sprocket. Those KONI shocks were repainted, restored. The swing arm was repainted. The frame was repainted. Pretty much all the exposed frame rails that you can see were repainted. I'll show you underneath the tank that it's got a new seat. Underneath here you can see the underneath the seat base was painted. It's got new seat foam, new seat cover, new battery. The original air box is intact and serviced and clean. The fender was repainted. All the wiring was serviced on it and gone through. Lights work great on it. The rear wheel was vapor blasted. The hub was vapor blasted and cleaned, as you can see. The rear brakes were dismantled and completely rebuilt. New rear brake pads also. New rear tire and tube. New chains and sprockets. And the swing arm was repainted. The pegs and brake lever were repainted. You can see the clutch cover on this side was completely restored and polished. It's a lot of labor polishing that aluminum to look like brand new, almost like chrome. New decals on the tank. The original 360 logo on the pipe is in good shape. The original pipe was sandblasted and then painted. The chrome cover was polished. All the chrome on the bike was polished. All the aluminum was polished. You can see the brake hub, or the wheel hub on this side was polished to match the brake hub on the other side. So it looks like chrome, but that's actually polished aluminum. Original spokes were cleaned. All the chrome was cleaned and polished. It's the original chrome on the rear wheel. Looks to be in outstanding condition. Let me go over the work order with you. This is a 9-page work order. We started working on this bike in June. Here it is, December. So what is that? July, August, September, 6 months. The Wizard was working on this, and he's retiring in a few weeks. So this is one of the last hurrahs for the Wizard. And he'll be working part-time a couple days a week, but he's at that age, he can start collecting Social Security and just go ride dirt bikes and stuff. So that's what he really wants to do. So it is what it is. So Wizard's been with us for many years, and I raced dirt bikes with him since we were 15 years old. So we're both in our 60s. So known him forever. But yeah, his work order here is 9 pages long, and the parts list consists of a new spark plug, NGK plug, a new battery, new front tire, new rear tire, new tubes, new air filter, uni air filter, new OEM style clutch lever, new OEM style grips, new chrome handlebars, new IRC trials tires front and rear, new EBC brake shoes front and rear, new OEM clutch adjustment screw, new front brake lever, new front tube and tire, new special clutch nut, new front fender hardware kit, new front fender. The original front fender had a dent in it. We paid $187 for that fender, and then sent it out and had it professionally painted. So that's the original year fender. New clutch worm gear, new pin for the worm gear, new fork seals, new fork oil, new clutch plates and springs, new fuel pack, new clutch adjustment screw, new gold chain, new flywheel, a new 10-amp fuse holder, new tank rubbers so the tank won't vibrate when you're riding it, the fuel tank, new clutch worm gear, new brass clutch worm gear, new fuel tank dampener. He wrote it down twice. Maybe he's getting a little senile. I don't know. Just kidding. Sorry, Wiz. Unless there was two tank rubbers, there probably was, one at the front, one at the back. New tank straps, new seat cover, the induction sticker on this side. If you look at that side of the cover right there, the torque induction sticker, that's brand new. And the 360 emblem is also brand new. That was $42 for the emblem. And new Yamaha stickers and stripes. That's about it. I think I pretty much covered everything. The total labor was 40 hours of service and 25 hours of detail, so 65 hours of labor. We outsourced the paint job, as we usually do, to Mill Street Auto. They charged me $750 for that. That's our actual cost, plus parts, $1,480 in parts. So the total came to $11,230 plus the paint job was $11,950 with no tax, just for the restoration work done on the bike. So definitely labor of love. I knew who it came from. I knew how long he had it. The engine was excellent. We just had to bring the cosmetics up to the and the clutch and all the running gear up to the level of the rest of the bike. So it's done. 6 months later. It took a long time. The paint job on it is good. It's not perfect. It's not a $5,000 paint job. The paint looks great. There's a tiny little ding in the tank right here. They didn't put any body filler on it, and I don't even know if the camera will pick it up. I just wanted to point that out. On the rear fender, he did. There was there were actual weld spots from the factory that looked pretty hideous, and he smoothed those over with filler. You can see, so that's a little smoother than it would have been stock on both sides. So like he's just a perfectionist, you know. The guy does $50,000, $60,000 classic cars, and he wanted it right. So yeah, it came out. I think it looks great. Probably as good or better than the factory paint job when it came from the factory. And it's a base coat, clear coat. I don't think the stock paint jobs had clear coat on them. So decals are new. I think that pretty much covers it, man. I think the riding portion of it speaks for itself. The bike runs and rides awesome. That's a hoot to ride. And these classic Enduros with the steel tanks and the low front fenders are going up in value, and they're getting harder to come by. There's not too many shops that do this kind of work. So there's probably not another one on eBay today, other than this, that is in this kind of shape, because not too many people have the resources to do what we do here. And this one's done. So Bad news is it was almost $12,000. The good news is it sure is badass, and it's a 55-year-old or 53-year-old classic that's only going to go up in value. And well, I wanted to point out, Bill Blythe did a little research. We usually check the Mecum comps on what they're auctioning off for, and one of these sold at auction for $34,100 at Mecum a few years back, which I know they call those outliers. Units that bring substantially more than normal, but I guess in the right circumstances, they'll bring big bucks. I want to grab my phone because he texted me the actual auction results that he found on Mecum and bring a trailer. There's a number of units that sold between 6,000 and 8,000, and there was one that just sold for 11,000, and another one for 34,100. So the fact that our work order is equal to or more than what it's or around what it's worth, and not to mention we shipped this bike cross country and paid for it. Might not have been the best investment, but that's why sometimes I say these are a labor of love. It is what it is. It's a beautiful bike. I'm proud of it. I love riding it, and I'm sure you will be too if it ends up on your Christmas tree. Thanks. It'll be 3 weeks from Christmas. Thanks for watching. God bless America.